My name is Vila Becken, the Rabbi from Another Planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And drop. And I'm watching The Crown. I'm still watching The Crown. I'm on. Actually, I just finished it. But I'm not reviewing every episode. I'm reviewing every few episodes. So this was going to be a review of episode 8 or 9, and I can't remember which one it is. They kind of melded into one in my head, which is why I really don't like binge watching. I don't like the whole dropping everything at all the whole season in one go, because I like to be able to watch things and take it in and digest them. Which if you bleed one into the other, you don't. You lose the distinctness of the episode. So these two episodes they deal with quite a lot, but they mainly focus on Prince Charles's relationship with Camilla Sand. Is it Camilla Sand? Camilla Parker Bowles? No, she was Camilla Shand at that point. Yes, fine. And I think this one and also the last episode, it really crystallizes for me why I love this show, and it's because people think, well, being royalty is fantastic. You get be incredibly wealthy and live in castles and insane privilege and lots of people serving you, which is all true. You do get that, and that all does look pretty darn nice. I think I think most people will go, well, that seems kind of pleasant. But what makes this show great is it turns the royal family, who are like separate from us to a certain extent because of their position, and makes them into real people. I no idea the historical accuracy of any of this, but what the first couple of seasons anyway did for me, which I never really thought about it. It rehabilitated Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, the Queen's husband, and really this fleshed out his character, made him into a real person and a fascinating person. And so you're seeing all these real people being trapped by their place in life, which is what is fascinating, because we're all to some extent trapped by the circumstances of our own lives, that we're born into, and no one escapes from that, and there's no one really has it any better than anybody else, really. One of the big reasons I think socialism is truly evil, a truly evil concept, is because it's always very what's the word I'm looking for? Not consumerist. It's very it's incredible. Whenever you make these videos, you just forget words whenever you need to use them, and then when I'm reviewing them, when I'm looking at them, I go, oh, you remember everything. But as you're making them, you forget them. So the word I'm looking for, socialism, is very, very materialistic, in that it views life as the point of life as to get the most amount of money or stuff or land, and whoever has more of it, and whoever is given more of it or starts off with more of it is so unfair, and they can't stand it. They go crazy. But if you view life as the pursuit of personal betterment, or to be more than you were when you walked in the door, when you were born, to grow and be a better person, wealth like this is not a blessing. It can be a curse, and that's really what we see with the Crown here. We got so what these episodes doing, and also the 6th episode, the one set in Wales, it's rehabilitating the character of Charles from it. It's fleshing him out, because I think he came in for a certain amount of public hatred. Yeah, I would say hatred for his marriage with Diana not working out, and them marrying this woman that nobody really knew about, Camilla Parker Bowles, after Diana was killed. Was she murdered by the Secret Service? I don't know. I guess they're going to deal with. Hopefully, they'll deal with that next season. So we got it. So this season gets up to 77, which is the Jubilee, which is a good stop. But that's that's the fourth season finale. I'll talk about that later. So the real. So the real sadness of this is you see Charles's character and you see how he you see he's a very like sensitive soul and who that's really who he is. He's quite different from the rest of his family in that. And by the way, I don't know the name of the actor, but I love his portrayal of Charles. His physical awkwardness, his tallness, his like that's just fantastic. It's just he carries it off so well. And so so he's in this relationship with Camilla Strand, and because of their aristocratic position in life, they're not allowed to have normal relationships. Their relationships are really, really kind of strange, and they're not allowed to have relationships that go where the heart directs them. It's just really sad. And so you see all this his relationship with her, like it's this obviously his first love, and you see him being crushed. When it's when the when Camilla just doesn't deal with it the way with the sensitivity that he goes through life with, and the whole back scene shenanigans to get her married off and get him posted away for 8 months to the Caribbean. Yeah, again, it was just I felt it being really, really sad. I can understand why Charles had an affinity for the Duke of Windsor, the former king, in in this because in their position that he was an outsider. Although I have to say, one thing that always worries me is like the veracity of the narrative that's being sold to me, because it was really disturbing in the 70s when this is set. Actually, the BBC did a series about the Duke of Windsor called Edward and Mrs. Simpson, and made him into a fantastic romantic figure who gave up everything to marry the woman he loved. Well, what really happened, I think, is he was a pathetic, awful figure who was a massive Nazi sympathizer who and just did everything the way he wanted and had none of that sense of duty and responsibility, which is beneficial to a human being, which I think makes the Queen's character so compelling and interesting, because there's that response that connection to duty. So this show came out, and for years, like decades, he was viewed as a wonderful romantic figure. And it's only more recently, I think, since the 2000s, we've had movies like the Queen's Speech, the King's Speech, and where we really see his character, and we see who he was and what he did. There's this point in Jewish philosophy where it says God gives humanity virtually complete free will, complete free reign to do what you want. Well, one area where God intervenes is with the appointment of rulers and kings and leaders, and like I, I'm not going to say my worldview is the worldview that you need to follow, but gee, if that is the case, it kind of shows it here, because had the Duke of Windsor not met Mrs. Simpson and ran off with her, because again he was somebody just led by his own desires and not cowed by the responsibility that he had. Had that not happened, and his brother took over, who was the former king, the queen, the current queen's father, who was a fantastic king, who was a man of incredible strength and integrity. If that hadn't happened, Britain probably wouldn't have entered the Second World War. And if they had, they probably wouldn't have pulled through it. But they probably wouldn't have entered the Second World War without without this change of in the Windsor line. So I always worry about the agenda of the person doing the narrative. So I really don't know. So now I'm feeling like quite warmly to Charles. I'm feeling quite warmly to Philip. I'm thinking it's the same guy who did the Queen movie with Helen Mirren a few years ago, and he seems to have a good handle on what the reality is. So I hope so. Yeah, there's that. So yeah, so we see the Duke of Windsor dying and the Queen visiting him. Uh, and then we get this. Yeah, and then we see, yeah, which I also love the Queen's distaste for Edward Heath, who was the Conservative, the right wing Prime Minister, who at the time, and yeah, which brought on this period of disaster in the 70s, because the 3 day week where you kept getting power outages. Which I was too young to remember that. It's still like vaguely recalled in England. So yeah, I really do like all that stuff. I like the show. I like how you take these people who are normal human beings. Well, not human. They are human beings, and put them in this insanely abnormal situation, which I think is the window on how to make any good, interesting TV. You get a glimpse into a life that you haven't experienced, and to see the reality of it, which I think this show does fantastically. I still have not adjusted to the change of class, the change of cast. Honestly, Claire Foy was fantastic. I didn't realize what incredible impression she made on it. But yeah, yeah, it's still a fantastic show. And yeah, you can't really do a middle-aged queen with how old is Claire Foy? 25. She was very good as a young queen, but she just doesn't look right. Yeah, I don't feel that Olivia Colman even has the physical presence of the queen that Claire Foy did there. And listen, it's still not bad. It's still enjoyable. I'm happy that it's on Netflix. I really enjoy it. My name is Fila Beck and the Rabbi from Another Planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And let me know what you think. Do you violently disagree? Do you violently agree? Leave a comment in the comment section and I will endeavour to do my best to reply. Thanks so much for watching.